Willie D live.
What's up, family? Well, what do we have here? Family, we got a woman on Facebook who goes by the name Jeanetta Brantley. She is an audio engineer, sound expert, who took the sinking boat call audio in the Nolan Wells case and enhanced it. Smoking gun, perhaps? Check it out.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership. Hey, up! Shut the fuck up! Damn it, Bart.
Y'all hear that, fam? Did y'all catch that? Let me tell you what I heard. Can we cover it up? Yeah, I thought all about that. Another person go, oh. Another person said, you killed him. He's already dead. Is he dead? And then you hear the person yelling, Nolan. And then you hear somebody say, oh my God, Nolan, wake up. Then you hear somebody scream, Wyatt. And then they say, wake up. Get the F up. And then you hear very clearly, damn it, Bart. And then No-No's really dead now. Come on, fam. Come on. Why is it that the internet, the public, seems to be more interested in this case, in solving this case, than law enforcement? This is the work that law enforcement should be doing. This woman took it upon herself to go into the studio, use her money, her time to enhance the audio to get down to the truth in the Nolan Wells mystery. And it's as clear as it. We already heard some parts when somebody said, is he dead, and all that stuff. So now we know Nolan was dead on that boat. He was dead on the so-called sinking boat. Nolan was dead. We know now for a fact. The audio is enhanced with no AI. You ain't got to take my word for it. I'll let Jeanetta speak for herself.
Before I play this, I want to quickly explain what I did, what you're looking at on the screen, and why I chose to approach this audio the way that I did. As a professional audio engineer with experience in dialogue editing, dialogue cleanup, sound design, and post-production, I decided to work on that Sea Tow call using traditional audio processing techniques rather than relying on any AI voice separation or AI enhancement. My goal was pretty much to preserve as much of the original recording as possible while making the quieter dialogue and background audio easier to hear. So I basically used techniques such as subtractive EQ, compression, gain adjustments, noise reduction, frequency isolation, and other traditional processing methods. So what I did was I separated Vicky, the Sea Tow dispatcher, from Warren and the audio originating from the boat so that I can concentrate more closely on what was happening behind and around Warren, pretty much on the boat. And I specifically chose not to rely on AI because aggressive AI enhancements and voice isolation tools can sometimes introduce artifacts and distort the speech or create ambiguity around the sounds that were originally present. And for something this serious, I wanted my processing to remain as conservative as possible. You'll also notice time code and dialogue written on the side of the screen and pop up during each segment. That dialogue represents what I personally hear as an audio engineer while processing and repeatedly reviewing these sections. I'm pretty much providing it as a listening reference, not as a declaration that my interpretation is the only possible interpretation. And that's important. I want you to listen for yourself, use headphones if you have them, listen closely, and decide with your own ears what you believe is being said. You can also return to the original unprocessed recording and compare directly with what you're hearing here. You'll also notice that my time code may not match the regular timestamp on the original uploaded video. And that's because I'm working inside a professional post-production timeline, a digital audio workstation, basically using SMPTE time code, which in film, that's displayed in hours, minutes, seconds, and frames. Film and TV timelines are completely different from timestamps that you see when you're watching regular videos or when you're watching a movie and you hit pause. So basically the time code on the screen is there to identify the precise location within my working session, not to represent the elapsed timestamp displayed by the original video player. And I hope that makes sense. For this first video, I'm sharing only approximately 37 seconds of the call. I originally intended to continue much further, but once I separated the dispatcher from the boat and started concentrating exclusively on the background dialogue, what I believed I was hearing became extremely difficult for me to process emotionally, and I needed to take a mental break. But I wanted to release this portion because some of the details that stood out most to me occur very early in the call, like right at the top of the call. And so I'm gonna let the audio play. Read my transcription if you want to reference, but don't allow it to determine what you hear. I want you to listen first, listen again, compare it with the original recording, and then judge it with your own ears.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership. Shut up! Shut the fuck up! Damn it, Bart.
Damn it, Bart. Now, Bart, they said, was supposed to be out of town or something like that. Now, remember, let's go back to this interview. Let's go back to this interview right here of this guy. Remember this guy right here? That's Warren Hudson. Warren Hudson is the self-proclaimed best friend of Nolan. This is why the parents were so adamant about hearing from Warren, because he was close. I don't know if he was a best friend, because I don't know a best friend. I've never had a best friend whose house I've never been to. You know, if I had a best friend, you know, I had been to his house. Like when I think about best friends, like I never had a best friend whose house I'd never been to. But by his own admission, he had never been to Nolan's house, but they've been best friends since middle school. Go figure. I think he may even have said elementary, right? In any event, in the interview, this guy, Warren Hudson, said, my buddy. You remember he kept saying my buddy. He wouldn't say the name of the friend. Everybody else's names he called out. But he didn't say the name. He kept saying my buddy, as if he was trying to protect somebody. So it appears to me that Bart is the person he was likely trying to protect. Yeah, fam. Yeah, now we getting down to the nitty-gritty. Yeah. Warren, it appears, was trying to protect Bart. Bart is the mystery person. I'm not sure if Bart is the one who killed Nolan. But for somebody to scream out, damn it, Bart, where it sounds like Bart has some type of involvement. At the very least, every single person who was on that boat is an accessory at the very least, after the fact. And they've all tampered with evidence because none of them have come forward to tell the truth. So let's break it down. So we got inconsistent stories where the girl said they went to see, Nolan went to join his friends, to rejoin his friends. The so-called friends said Nolan went to go join the girl and took off. We never seen him again. We got the boat situation where the boat was sinking and it was a SOS. They needed towing. Then they tell the towing company, don't worry about it. But before they tell the towing company, don't worry about it, the towing operator, Vicky, I believe, asked them if they needed the Coast Guard. He said, no, we don't need them. We don't need them. Dude, you got a sinking boat. You need any kind of help you can get. Coast Guard is most equipped to handle something like that. The towing company just towed a boat. But the Coast Guard can come out there with helicopters and all kinds of stuff and life jackets and extra boats. They can do whatever they can do whatever. They are fully equipped to handle boats and passengers who are in distress, right? He said, no, we don't need them. I know if I'm on a sinking boat and they say, do you need the Coast Guard? Hell yeah, I need the Coast Guard. I need the Coast Guard. I need you. I need the Coast Guard. I need somebody said security guard. I need the security guard, the Coast Guard, any damn guard. I need everything. I'm sinking. But they said, no. We don't need that. So you got that situation. Then you got the phones, which is one of the biggest pieces of the puzzle. You got the phones where they held his phone knowing that he was missing. They held the phone from the parents. When the phone was discovered, the phone was erased. Everything on the phone is deleted. Then you got the keys that they held on to. Instead of taking the keys to the parents, they're holding on to the keys. Then you got the fact that that Nolan is missing. Instead of them out there searching for their buddy, once they find out he's missing, they go to bed. They sleeping. They chilling. They kicking it. Then you have this guy doing an interview with zero emotions. The texture of his voice was even killed the entire time. No up, no down, just matter of factly. Then you got the fact that none of them attended the funeral. Then you got the fact that they all scrubbed their social media accounts. They went dark. It's so many inconsistencies in these stories. Then you got the fact that you got members of law enforcement and other officials who might, official agencies who might be part of a major cover-up. You got a sheriff who jumped to say that he suspected no foul play, although he hadn't examined the body. He hadn't even seen the body. He had no reports. He had no official reports. He hadn't spoken to any detectives or anything. But he decided that, we don't suspect foul play. You got a governor who said, I haven't been following the case, but we don't suspect foul play. Then the governor goes after, instead of the governor going after the answers, going after the people who are suspected, or at least saying we're going to get justice for the family, who's ever responsible will be brought to justice. He goes, we don't suspect foul play. And by the way, Ben Crump and Al Sharpton, y'all need to get out of our state because y'all out here sowing racial division. As if Mississippi needs help racially dividing. Yeah. Then you got a coroner who handled the body improperly. Then you got a medical examiner who sends the body off to DC to be examined by an independent examiner without the lungs or his throat. Key organs that are needed in cases of drowning. You got to examine those. She sent the body without it. Family, Then you got the FBI who comes in and say, instead of them saying, yeah, we're getting close to cracking the case, they're investigating people who are looking for answers. They're investigating people who are calling out racism. Family. Remember, did I tell y'all this is Mississippi? Remember? I said it early on, because I know how they get down. Whew. That audio is damning. That audio. Jeanetta. I ain't got no problem with that. No more talk.